There are moments in automotive history when the roar of progress turns into a confused cough. Moments when innovation takes a sharp left turn into the realm of the absurd. These are the machines that leave engineers shaking their heads, designers wondering what happened, and the rest of us staring in disbelief. Strange inventions with big dreams and even bigger flaws. Some were built in good faith, others were born from panic, ego, or pure stubbornness. This is the story of the 7 most ridiculous cars ever engineered. A journey through the beautiful chaos of automotive ambition, where genius and madness often share the same garage. Welcome to Motorscope, where every engine has a story, and every story brings us closer to the machines that shaped the world. Let's zoom in. We begin with a car that looks less like transportation and more like a punchline. The Peel P50, built in the early 60s on the Isle of Man by Peel Engineering. The P50 holds the record as the smallest production car in the world, if you can even call it a car. It measured just over 4 feet long and barely 3 feet wide. A tiny fiberglass bubble with 1 seat, 1 headlight, and 1 door. The entire vehicle weighed so little that it came with a handle on the back, allowing the owner to physically drag it around like oversized luggage. The intent was simple: build the smallest, cheapest car on the market. The reality was something far stranger. With its 3-wheel layout and glorified lawnmower engine, the P50 struggled to climb hills and demanded courage on windy days. At top speed, the car could reach 30 miles per hour, but every pebble felt like a mountain. Its absurdity became legend when people realized the P50 could literally be driven inside buildings. Thanks to Jeremy Clarkson, it became a symbol of comic motoring. Yet despite its size, it turned into a collectible icon, a tiny titan of automotive folklore. Next, we move from tiny to tippy, the Reliant Robin. Few cars have been mocked as relentlessly as this British 3-wheeler. Launched in 1973 by Reliant Motor Company, the Robin was meant to be a practical, affordable alternative for people who wanted a car, but not the taxes associated with 4-wheeled vehicles. It had a steel frame, a lightweight fiberglass body, and 1 wheel in the front. In theory, this layout offered simplicity. In practice, it delivered comedy. The Robin had a legendary ability to roll over. A bit too much speed in a corner, and the car would tilt, lift, and flop onto its side, as if obeying an elaborate slapstick routine. Television seized the moment. Sitcoms mocked it, sketch shows mocked it. Top Gear turned its instability into an Olympic event. Yet despite the jokes, the Robin still has fans. It was cheap, quirky, and easy to repair. It became a cultural icon not because it worked well, but because it failed spectacularly. But if the Robin struggled with land, our next car struggled with water. The Amphicar. Built in West Germany in the 60s, it was marketed to Americans as the first mass-produced amphibious car. You could drive down a boat ramp, glide into the water, shift into aquatic mode, and cruise. At least that was the dream. Twin propellers under the rear bumper provided water propulsion. Steering was done using the front wheels, which made the Amphicar handle waves like a stubborn paddle boat. Speed on water topped out around 7 miles per hour. Owners often reported leaking doors and rising water levels inside the cabin. There are real stories of desperate drivers bailing water with coffee cups while trying to reach shore. Yet the Amphicar still earned a place in history as one of the most charming engineering oddities ever sold. Fewer than 4,000 were built, but they remain beloved by collectors who enjoy the strange freedom of a machine that never quite mastered land or sea. Then comes the BMW Isetta, the little egg-shaped car that helped Austria and Germany roll forward after the war. In the early 50s, Europe needed transportation that was cheap, simple, and incredibly fuel-efficient. Microcars began appearing everywhere, and BMW decided to buy the license for a design from ISO, an Italian company that mostly made refrigerators. The result was the Isetta, a bubble-shaped pod with a single door on the front. To enter, the entire front panel swung open, steering wheel included. Inside, the engine was barely strong enough to push it along, but it was economical and reliable. Safety, however, was questionable. A front-end collision could trap the driver since the only exit was pinned shut. Still, people adored the Isetta. Students, families, and anyone looking for basic mobility loved it. It even appeared in films and photo shoots. For BMW, it provided the lifeline the company needed until better days arrived. Now we jump to the early 2000s, where the Pontiac Aztek stands as a warning from the corporate world. Pontiac needed a hit. The company was fading, and management demanded a fresh, youthful crossover. Instead of a unified vision, the project became a battlefield of compromises. Designers wanted sleek lines. Marketing wanted rugged edges. Executives wanted maximum practicality. What rolled out of the oven was a strange mix of triangular forms, heavy contours, and mismatched features. Critics compared it to a broken origami project. Shoppers avoided it. Sales tanked. The Aztek damaged Pontiac's reputation at a time when the brand was already in trouble. But then came Breaking Bad. Walter White's faded yellow Aztek became the perfect symbol of his quiet frustration and deteriorating life. Suddenly the car became famous again, but for the strangest possible reason. Next up is the Fiat Multipla, a car so visually shocking that people often assume the pictures are modified. Fiat built it in the late 90s with pure function in mind. The idea was to offer a compact family car with huge interior space and unmatched visibility. To make that happen, Fiat raised the cabin and inserted a second strip of windows higher up the front. This created the infamous two-tier front end. The Multipla looked like two different cars stacked on top of each other. Public reaction was brutal. It became the butt of jokes worldwide. Entire magazine columns were dedicated to mocking it. Yet underneath the looks, the Multipla was brilliant. It seated 6 people comfortably with 3 in front. It handled well. It was practical and clever. Automotive journalists often defended it. Today, the Multipla has a cult following. People admire it for daring to be useful rather than beautiful. Our final entry is a corporate miscalculation that became infamous across the industry: the Cadillac Cimarron. In the 80s, GM felt pressure from European brands releasing small luxury sedans. Cadillac needed a compact model fast, but speed came at a price. Instead of designing a new car, GM took the humble Chevrolet Cavalier, added nicer seats, a bit of leather, and a Cadillac badge. Then they priced it far above what anyone would consider fair. Customers were not fooled. Reviewers shredded it. The Cimarron quickly became a symbol of everything wrong with badge engineering. The damage to Cadillac's image lingered for years. The Cimarron serves as a permanent reminder that luxury cannot be faked by swapping badges and hoping no one notices. So what do these 7 machines teach us? They show that innovation is messy. Creativity never moves in a straight line. Sometimes the pursuit of something bold produces something bizarre, yet even the strangest cars push the world forward. They reveal the risks, the failures, and the boundless imagination driving human invention. The Peel P50 rolling through offices, the Reliant Robin sliding onto its side in small towns, the Amphicar splashing bravely across lakes, the Isetta buzzing through post-war streets, the Aztek haunting suburban parking lots, the Multipla serving families who chose function over beauty, the Cimarron reminding executives that shortcuts have consequences. At Motorscope, we explore these stories because they show the human side of engineering, the ambition, the missteps, the unforgettable machines that shaped the world even when they looked ridiculous doing it. The road of history is long and packed with surprises. Thanks for riding along.
This is Phase